Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, June the 28th, 2025. And we have with us our very wonderful guest, Jim Charles. Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Perfect. I caught it this time, you guys. I don't
Oh,
know.
you did? Wow.
I don't know. Maybe something. It never happens that way. We have with us today in our room, we have Susan, Adriana, Yana, Leela, and Michael. And then we have Jim's living room. And in Jim's living room, I believe, is Will. Is there anybody else in there with
No,
Will?
not yet.
Okay, well, hi, Jim's living room and Will. Yeah. So we will start with some announcements. Ange, do you want to?
Yes, good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is the paid webinar. And so, as a reminder, if you would like any personal questions, please keep them for a private session. Reach out to Jim on that. The questions will always be asked in the room first. If we don't get to your question in YouTube, just remember that you can always set up a private session. We've got our Human Colony Hucolo website. You can go there to access any of the past videos, information about our community. To get in touch with Jim, www.jim-charles.com for sessions. And to reach him by email, jim@jim-charles.com.
Wow.
These are all information on how to get in touch with Jim, how to set up a session, how to contact Krishna Priya and myself. All of these, you can reach out to us. The next bit of information, we have a pendulum class set up for Saturday, August 23rd, 1:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. The cost of the class is $150. Our beautiful host, Krishna Priya, will be the instructor on that. If you are interested, email classes@hucolo.org. Also in the Hucolo flyer newsletter, there is the link on how to register for the class, how to get information about the class, also who is coming up in the channeling on Saturdays. So look to the new Hucolo newsletter for all information about our Hucolo community.
That's good. Very good. Very good.
Krishna Priya, would you like to say anything about the class?
Yeah, it's going to be a very practical class. It's going to be how to learn to use your pendulum with clarity, to use it for guidance, for a deeper connection to your intuition. It's very good to add to your spiritual toolkit. You can use it as a guide for healing. You can use it for discernment, as something to check energy. Also for questions, you'll learn how to do a pendulum wheel and use it like a what is it called, the psychometry, the testing that you can do where you can see, is this good for me to eat? Is this
Yes.
There's just so many applications to pendulum. It's really it's almost like a divining rod. It's considered a divination tool, but you can use it for everything. And if you do any kind of divination, magic or anything like that, you can also use it within your magic to check energy and to keep you on track. So I will say you do need a pendulum for the class. But if you cannot afford a pendulum, you can actually tie your ring on a string, and that will also work. So yeah, that's fine. I've done plenty. When we were in school, we used to pull our hair out and hang a ring off the end of it. That will work as well. I don't know how sustainable or how if it will last through the class, but whatever you have, you can use.
I actually was in a doctor's office once and I used my key ring.
There you go.
I'm like anything that hangs,
Anything that
that they
they can use.
use. Yes, so I thought that was very interesting. I used my car keys.
Yes, and just so you know, it's starting next week. We've gym for 3 weeks in a row. Am I correct?
That is
So
Starting
correct.
this week.
This
this
week
week,
and 2 more
next
weeks.
week, and 2 more weeks.
Yeah, this week and 2 more weeks.
And that means and then the 19th, we have a very special guest. We have Daniel Scranton coming. He hasn't been here in quite a long time, but he's well known to probably most of us, and he's a lovely person and can't wait to have him. And then the following week, Max is not going to do a webinar this month in July because he's also traveling. And so we had Peter Dennis on before who had written a book on channeling. Well, he's written another one. So he's coming back on the 26th to talk about his book. And then we'll be back into the schedule of Jim. Is that right? You'll be back
That is
on
correct. I'll be
following.
back the first week of August.
Right. And then it kind of shifts the schedule, I think, by a week, but that doesn't matter. Does it or not?
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
No.
it doesn't. Perfect. So we have Jim, start even with today, Daniel, Peter, and Jim. That's a good sandwich.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 weeks in a row of Jim.
Love it.
Yes.
Jim used to do
You'll just have to bear with me.
Yeah, no. But remember, you used to do every week.
I used to do every week. I'm
Yeah,
old now, so I can't do every week.
he's too in demand now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Thank you, Krishna Priya.
thank you. And why don't we start with our blessings, and then we'll come in and do our requests. So we will do it in this order, in order of requests. We will do Susan, Yana, Michael, and then Will. Did I miss somebody? There was somebody who wanted to do a blessing that I don't call or no? If not, if so, please say. Okay, Susan, Yana, Michael, Will.
All right.
Okay, all right. And if everyone who's not doing blessing, just turn off their camera, that'd be great. I'm gonna put the focus on, not on me, on whomever these other people are. Whenever you're ready.
Yes. Ta sika ia tutu ia sia, hi tika ia tutu de sia, tutu ki ia te ia gosa ia te ra, sika ia tutu te ia tutu ia sia, tuku hu ia te ia sukiti ia, tutu te ia ki te a sukutu ia te ta sikiti tutu ia te ia tukutu ro ia te ia ki di, hazu ia ka tuku te ia te kotu ia te ta tu ia te ia. Blessings.
Let all those who have gifts use them. Let all those that know that they have gifts that are unused create a time to build them and make them usable, because it is a time on the earth and in this cosmos that gifts are needed to pull out more information, energy, healing, and understanding to the people. It is a time of great decision and disclosure.
Okay. Aihe. Tästä kurtuno e taite osto parta maka aite o I ana ke te ha I e o kort ono e te isto kort amaka aite no toi tai I ha ha torto mana nai e testo orto maka aike o testo us enai te totua a aike te osto koto torto noi papa Mateana koto.
Rest assured, you are all moving forward in the ascension. However, use the purest forms at this time to move forward, because it is a time when deception is very common, distraction is very common, and there are many things to pull you away from a deeper understanding of God and His missions for you. Keep in mind that you are all chosen to do what is necessary for the world at this time. You were chosen and you volunteered to be here. Take advantage of that.
Sakuna ka mama ka sa hete suna ka mama hete no sa sama ka ka ini nenge tu safa ka na ka si te e mama o fulaya te e se hu tu na ka.
There is so much pain in this world. Be one that helps eliminate it, or at least calm it down in others. Reach out and comfort those that are in need. reach out and heal those that you can. Reach out and make sure that they are loved and taken care of. Those that are falling by the wayside or feel unnecessary in this world. Please use your common sense and bring forth great understanding to the people around you and help them to survive and grow.
Assignment.
Very good. Am I in right?
No. Arahati te askana ahi tora. Shishaya ata hata ana akahititi. Hora hana akashisha. Hora ha ea. Wata hashana aikija. Awakasha aisiri ata anahasisiara. Kora hakaaya. Nasahahara hatara tahira. Hisoro horohukai. Niti hariata ana haska aha. Ora hatara arshana aihe kuwata. Hatara kashana ah. Usa ita arahaka ea. Warahana ayaka asa aha. Shata ati hita arhana e. Hata irahaka ana hatiera.
There are so many beings to come and help you. They are all around and they will assist you when necessary. Remember, sometimes the healer needs healing as well. And sometimes those that are speakers need more influence and more enlightenment in order to know what to say at the right times. There are those of you that do not know really how to grow as pure as you can. Seek this out, for purity in this world is something rare. Purity in thought processes and as in actions is also rare, and you need to find a way to be pure when you're dealing with healing and teaching the people. People are susceptible to the truth, but they are also knowing when you are not pure, and they are knowing when you need help yourself. So be the example of high purity, high examples, and high kindness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. How you feel, Jim?
No, I feel good.
All right, we have some requests. I will read them in the order they were received. We have Wetzel the Findorian, Korith the Heart Specialist from Orion, Elijah, Dolores Cannon, Archangel Uriel. We have Sheltia, a female mantis being, Tatye from the Arcturian Healing Council. From the YouTube chat, we have a few. We have Archangel Samuel and one moment. It won't let me see it. Let me see. We had Archangel Samuel, and I hope I didn't miss the other ones. Let me see. A condor alien race, Goddess Diana, Archangel Daniel, a lot of archangels. That's it. That's who we have right there.
Okay, very good.
Samuel and Uriel. Yeah.
And Daniel.
Danielle, yeah.
Okay, very good. Let's
And then
see.
there was a question, just so you know, there's a question from someone asked in the chat, not in the chat, but in one of the questions of the comments on the video that they'd like to ask about AI. So maybe one of the requests can be a being that can talk about AI with some authority.
All right, very good.
Okay.
All right, very good. Let's see who comes.
Okay, perfect. See you on the other side.
Very well. Greetings, I am Elijah. Today I've heard many prayers that included the word purity. And many people believe that they are pure, but they are getting in their own ways in some ways. Let me explain. It is not for you to understand who you were in the past or who you can contact that makes you important. What makes you important is your example to the world. What makes you important is how you treat other people. What makes you important is the way that you are loving and kind and healing. These are the things that will set you apart from others. It will not set you apart from others knowing that you can channel 100 different beings. Yes, that does set you apart in some ways, but not where it matters. Where it really matters is kindness, love, goodness, and mercy and forgiveness. Your higher self is looking in on you and saying, purity. We are looking for your purity. We are looking for your goodness. We are looking for the things that would make you a good example to the world. Now, some people would say, well, being able to talk to many different aliens and beings will be a good example. Yes, to some extent. In the secular form. In the secular format, I should say. But not in the spiritual one. The spiritual format is different. It deals with the heart. It deals with the matters that are truly important to this world right now. Healing, reaching out and helping, reaching out and being part of, reaching out and letting people know that you are forgiving and kind and positive. These are the things that really matter. When people see you and know you, they will say good things about you. They will say kind things about you. But yet, it is your humility that will keep you intact, that will keep you in a safe place. Your humility, love, and understanding of others will be paramount in their understanding of who you are because they can spot a phony a mile away. If you are not true to yourself, if you are not true to what you believe, if you are not true to the words that you are saying, then they will pick you out and know the difference between who you are and who you are not. It is time for everyone to be seen as who they really are. And as you do that, as you become who you really are, you will show a greater side of yourself, a more wonderful being coming forth, the Spirit of God shining through you, the Spirit of God making you into a new person altogether, with less distraction, with less negativity, with less anger, with less of the negativities that you would normally have in the regular world. This is a time when you can perfect yourself through God, with God, and in God. A time when you are submitted to Him. Submit yourself. And so He can guide and direct you in the way most pleasing to Him. Most pleasing. And that is what you always want, to be most pleasing to God and the people around you. It is sometimes that you do have to use tough love to get some points across to those people that do not respond to any other kind. But be true to yourself when doing that. and not negative toward them. Be true in the way that you are actually trying to help them and not trying to put them down. But sometimes it is necessary to show a harder side, to get people to understand where you're coming from. Your love comes through even in those kinds of talks because you are not talking to them to put them down, but you are talking to them to enlighten them and to bring them into the understandings that are necessary. Go, my children, and be of good spirits always. Show your positive side. Show your positive beingness always. Love and let kindness direct you, especially with God in mind. This is a time when the earth needs you more than ever in many different kinds of ways. And so go and be that what is necessary to help the world. Amen. I am Archangel Daniel. Someone has called.
Yes, it was someone from our chat,
Yes,
YouTube chat. So I'll allow them to have a moment to type a question for you. Let me see if they actually asked a question in the request for you. Do you also have the ability to talk to any of the other archangels? Because we've
I
had
do.
several requests for, um,
I do.
because we have requests also for Archangel Uriel, and then maybe that would be if Leela would.
And I heard someone request Samuel too.
Yes, also from the YouTube chat. So let me, Leela, if you want to ask your question to Daniel, he will give your question to Uriel.
Wonderful. My question is, I'm working on the reunion of Heliel and Sophia, and I would like to know update if it's completed or it is still in progress.
Well, we see that it's still in progress, but it will be soon done. And of course, they will work well together because they know each other, but they have not yet had the time to sit and discuss what they are going to do together.
Do you want me to continue the process, the rituals?
Yes,
All right. Question, my healing for Heliel, how is going? Is he accepting my healing?
yes,
Heliel? Right. So it is working for him?
yes.
Right.
You, Halil is someone that's very stubborn and very um, on edge sometimes, but realizes that the healing is necessary. And so, therefore, the healing is working with him.
And he knows it is from me, right?
He knows that it is from a loving source. Yes.
Okay. To what degree average human heart chakra is open on Gaia?
That depends. It varies in many degrees to the different places on the earth. Many places, their heart chakra is not open hardly at all. But there are many places where it's very open and very able to receive messages from God and give out great love and kindness. But the the average heart on earth is only open about 40%. And that is because most people are third dimensionally oriented and not really spiritual in their beingness. They're not really seeking out the Spirit of God. They're not really seeking out the ways to be kind to one another. So the average is about I'd say 40%, maybe a little less. But we are moving forward in this time, and we are speaking to many different people for many different reasons. And so there are times when that will be, there will be a time when that will be greater. Hopefully, we can get to 50% in the next 10 years or less.
What is the most advanced continent if it comes to the heart chakra of humans? Open.
That is a good question. I would say there are several different places. One of those places is in Africa. One of those places is in the United States and Canada. And then there are some places in Australia and United Kingdom. But there are pockets of open understanding in many different countries for many different reasons. Um, the following of many gods in many places can help open up the the structure of the heart, such as in India and those places around India. But it is not always the case because they are not always dedicated to a personality in that realm. So it is that many are seeing themselves not attached to all the personalities of God, but they are trying to do so. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can you tell us more about yourself? What are your speciality and strength?
My speciality and strength is communication, and I do speak, and but not to this world as much. I do speak to other worlds more, because this world's communication leader is uh, Archangel Gabriel and Raphael and Michael, and they do most of the speaking to this planet. But I do speaking to other systems and sp- spiritual areas. And so it is my contribution that I am coming here today to help out the world with some understanding of who I am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Let me just make sure there's no other questions in this chat. Okay. In the YouTube chat, one moment. Am I? Okay, good. I thought maybe I was still muted. All right. Inez is the one that requested you, Daniel. She says, "Hello, beautiful. Can you tell me about Mother God? How do you see and feel her?"
I see her and feel her all the time. She is the part of God that is the feminine side. She is the part of God that sees things in a different way than the male side. She is quite unique and quite creative, and she is a beautiful entity. I see her as one of the strongest personalities. Of course, God the Father is also a strong personality, but they work well together as a team, and they are creating together as a team. And I see them doing many things with the people of this planet. I see them doing many things with the people of other worlds as well. They are trying to keep a great balance, but bring up the female population on this realm to an equal level as the male. That is not easy since all of this world has been dealing with male superiority the whole time it has been in existence. But now it is time to even things up a little bit more. It will take time, but they are determined to make this a proposition that will work.
Thank you. There was an additional question from Inez saying, "How is the divine feminine energy rising now on the planet?" But I feel like you just answered that question.
It is rising, yes. It is becoming stronger. And it is the age of Aquarius, as you call it. And that is the rise of the female energy. And so, as this is that age, which is a long era, it will come to pass before the end of this age that equality for women will be seen.
Beautiful. Okay. Just Thinking asks, well, I don't know if this is something in your purview, but can you talk about when the Iran-Israel war will end? Is there anything you'd like to say about the situation?
This is a matter of free will because, well, they are being fought by negative spirits. They are being fought in very many ways against uh, becoming united. And so, but it is a matter of free will. They must understand that they must love one another and not fight one another. They must accept one another and not dispute one another. Hatred for another species or another part of your own society is unacceptable. And that is what this war is about. It's centuries old. It's not a new fight. These people in this Middle Eastern area have been fighting for many thousands and thousands of years. But right now, we want to see them come to a an agreement. But so far they have not. And we do not see that happening really quickly. But we do want to see it happen sooner rather than later. Who knows what will happen with the Middle East? Only God knows what will happen there. But at the moment, it has been squelched to a certain extent. But it is not permanently done with battle.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is still very questionable.
Okay. Thank you so much. Wendy has a question. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yes, greetings. The question that I have is I'm wondering about the archangels and their work with the mantis beings. We seem to have many archangels in our group that are discovering parallel lives with mantis.
Yes, they will find parallel lives with mantis. They will find parallel lives with many other species as well. But the archangels are dealing with what they are discovering about themselves, along with many other things. Many species have been inhabited by angelic beings, at least in part. And so angels have given part of themselves to humans, to Arcturians, to mantis beings, to Orions, to Pleiadians, etc. These bits of themselves, when they come back to the original person that gave them their beginnings, will discover a new sensation apart from their own normal sensations because they would have given some of their time over to another species, another time, another kind of experience altogether. And so, as they are finding themselves uh, coming back to their world from these areas, they are seeking out the reasons why there are so many differences between themselves and other beings. The reason for this is the angels have been created by God, as well as the species. However, angels do not always have free will. Angels were put in a place where they must be obedient. They must follow what God says. And these other sentient beings have free will and do what they wish to do and do what they believe is right, whereas the angels do not have that distinction. They must do what is right because God only gives them right things to do.
Thank you. That's very interesting. Um, that's a very interesting concept to think about. And so there was also a sisterhood that Susan and I have discovered ourselves a part of, which I guess I'm not surprised within the Mantis group. And they said that we were doing, I'm not, I can't remember if it was healing work or whatever, but that we're supposed to re-engage that sisterhood now that we're aware of it. So, any insight on that, please?
There will be different sisterhoods, brotherhoods, gatherings, peoples within different species. And the mantis want to have the sisterhood with your particular group because it is a group of women. And so your special group of women will be drawn together by the mantis beings, and they might be drawn together by other beings as well. It is not a rare thing for this to happen, but it is very good for this to happen because what I am saying to you is they want to create a time of fellowship with you, a time of communication, information, and um, sharing of their emotions, of their beingness with you. And this is something very highly regarded by the mantis beings. There are other beings that do this as well, and they are also highly regarded as beautiful groupings. But be aware that the mantis beings are very intelligent, very emotional, and very welcome in many groups around the universe.
Lovely. Thank you so much. I usually have a lot of very clear astral travel dreams, and after connecting with them this past Wednesday, I've noticed that my astral travel dreams are even more it's realistic. Yeah, and the details are just, I could probably write little mini novels with them. Just incredible with the details. So I am definitely feeling that like work already just happening in my brain. It's very interesting. All right, thank you.
Where they are able to input their thought processes, they will. Wherever they are able to uh, put information, they will. Wherever they are able to bring more visual identities, they will. It is a matter of the individual that they are dealing with.
Thank you for that clarity. Blessings to you.
Blessings.
Thank you so much. Safira has a question. Go ahead, Safira.
Thank you, Krishna Priya. Hello, Daniel. My name is Safira. And
Greetings.
hello. I was just thinking, what can I ask you? And then I remembered, can you tell us in the book of Revelations, in the last book, where there's all these prophecies or predictions or metaphors about today's age or the end age? So are we in the book of Revelations yet? And if we are, where?
You're stepping through the doorway. Let's put it that way. And these things that are written in Revelations were written in a long time ago in a language that didn't understand modern language or modern visuality. And so much of it is hard to understand because it is written from limited understanding point of views. And so as they see something, they have to describe it the way they see it in their own culture. And sometimes the words were very limited. And so sometimes the interpretations of some of these books of the Bible can be hard to determine, especially when they deal with futuristic things that they did not understand at the time. Even though they were seeing into the future, they were not describing it in futuristic terms. And so, therefore, it would be difficult to imagine what they were actually seeing.
Where are we now, and what are we stepping into? As you say, we're stepping into the door. Can you
Yes,
give us some more normal normal words for it? Yeah.
I would say that you're at the beginning of Revelations. Yes, at least one seal has been broken, but there are seven. The second seal, which many people think is broken already, is not. The war in the Middle East is not raging, and it is not on a targeted area as of yet. So the second seal, meaning war in the Middle East, has not been opened, and we hope that it will not be opened anytime soon. However, that is up to mankind.
Okay. So, what is the one or two things you would like us to remember from our time with you today that you have shared with us?
I would like you to remember that goodness and kindness and healing and all the things that you can do for each other are the most important things of this age. Communicating these things to one another throughout the world are the most important things you can possibly do. Healing and giving understanding and patience and love, kindness, compassion and mercy and forgiveness to other people are so, so important. And remaining humble as you do it, for they will see arrogance a mile away. And you do not want to be seen as an arrogant person. You want to be seen as humble, giving, and loving. And you want to be seen as authentic. Authentic is a wonderful word. Genuine is the other word. And you want to be these people that are genuine, authentic, and givers.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I have a question that just always pops in my head when people talk about revelations. Why is everybody so anxious to get to the end? That's my question.
The thing is this, I don't think that they're very anxious to get to the end, but I believe some of them are curious about what the end means. And with these writings of Revelation, it tells that the end will be beautiful. The end will be positive, so that people can keep a positivity in their mind. Yes,
Yeah.
it does speak about wars. Yes, it does speak about tribulations. But it does also speak of the greatest of beauty at the end, when God returns and brings his world to this world, or this world to his world, heaven on earth.
Okay. Because every generation since the Bible was written has thought they were in the end times. So
It
I find it
is
interesting.
meant to be that way in some frames of thought
Mhm.
because it keeps people on their toes and keeps them safe from sin and from degradation. It keeps people safe when they think the end is near. It keeps people worshiping God. It keeps people loving and kind. It keeps people in the right framework of God and Jesus and all the other religions that are there. It keeps them in line.
Okay. Thank you. Let me see. There's some questions from the YouTube chat. Let me just make sure there's not any other questions. Okay. Let's see. Sorry. Just Thinking wants to know, what is the starting and ending year of the Aquarius age?
The starting year, I do not know in your time passage. The starting year was, I believe, 2012, was it not? Or somewhere in that area. And the ending year will be quite a ways down the road. you will not live to see the end of it.
Thank you. Michelle, who's new, says, is this planet under amnesia control and are the are the souls affected by this control?
There are some on this planet under amnesia control, but not as many as you might think. These ones that are under amnesia control will just not want to hear about anything about goodness, kindness, moving forward. They can be brought out of this amnesia control, but it is for you to reach them through love, kindness, and your beautiful examples, and perhaps some of the miracles that will happen in the future. Now, what was the other part of the question?
And are the souls affected by this control?
Of course they are. Of course they are. But that is why we need all of you to go out and be in the world and show your love and be humble and genuine.
Okay, thank you. Ina says, why are creator beings and some archangels connected as husband and wife? How is this partnership created?
I believe it is created by um, the mere desire to wish for it, to desire it. And that is a possibility to come into contrast with the two different populations, the angel population and the human population. There are those that are husband and wife, but they do not see each other. They are not usually, and they do not really know the difference between what is going on. They are in it almost contractually.
Okay, interesting. And Stephen Helms says, can you connect with Roku, the seraphim angel, and ask if there's any information on Earth's progress?
Yes. One moment. Roku is the lead of all seraphim angels. There has been change on this planet according to him, but he says much more change is needed. What was the remainder of the question?
Excuse me. The question was just if there's any information on Earth's progress.
There is. He is giving me information as we speak. He is saying the progress of the earth is good, but it can be better. There's too much war, too much anger, too much hatred on the planet for anything good to come about any time soon. But he is working with many to facilitate a greater outcome.
Okay, thank you for that. That was that was all the questions we have for you.
Very well.
Wait, 1 second. One question came through that's relevant that people ask about a lot. And um, Haley wants to know, does the Nessara, Jasara exist and the reset of the economy? She's asking about the great reset of the economy.
It's going to happen eventually, probably sooner rather than later, because of the way that things are going on the planet. It seems that finances are in question in many different places. I cannot tell you when that will be because I cannot predict that. But I can tell you this. A reset of the economy may not be what you think it is. It may be the reset of the same kind of economy that you had before, or it could be very different. Depending on who takes hold of the reins after the economy falls and fails, who rises up to bring the economy back.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. I think that now we've reached the end of the questions. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much, Archangel Daniel.
Very well. Much love.
Much love.
This is Tekkra. Someone has called for me, but they did not pronounce my name correctly.
I believe that would have been Susan.
Very well.
Susan?
Hello, are you from the Arcturian Healing Council?
Yes.
And can you pronounce your name again for me, the correct pronunciation?
Tekkra.
Tekkra. Okay. I channeled you a couple weeks ago for the first time, and yeah, I was having trouble pronouncing your name even at that time, Tekkra. Um, what I'm just wondering if you can talk about how we as humans, I recently watched a video about the healing power in our own hands that we can direct towards ourselves, to our bodies, to affect our own healing, that we have a lot of power just in our own hands to do
Correct.
that. And I'm just wondering, since a lot of us are going through, bodily changes or aches and pains or, physical sensations, with the increasing energies coming into the planet. I'm just wondering if you have any advice for us on how we can uh, best adjust to these energies or integrate them, and or apply healing to ourselves during these changing times.
The energies that are coming in will be adaptable to you. So do not worry about that. You just have to be yourselves and adapt to those energies that are coming in. About healing yourself, yes, I have much advice about that. So, in your hands, your fingertips, your palms, your wrists, they all have healing energy within them. For there are small chakras in the ends of the fingertips, in the palm, and in the wrist. Now, also, these are very powerful. As you use them, and if they gain energy by use, as you use them, they get stronger and more powerful. And in this day and age of your time, it should be getting to a very high percentage rate. There will be those of you that will be able to heal instantly at some point. That point has not arrived yet. But yet, it will be happening that there will be ways for you to heal uh, immediately. But it's not always all in the hands. It's in the forehead, third eye, the eyes, the heart. These areas send out healing energy as well. These areas are healers. And there is some people that can use their entire body to send out healing energy. But that has not been the case with most humans. The other thing is this: your consciousness, as you have been taught that the consciousness is a part of the future. Many of you have not really been practicing it too well, but because it's so difficult with all the different things that are happening in this day and age to distract from doing it. But the consciousness can heal your own body. The consciousness can heal other bodies as well. The consciousness is a power that, when unleashed, can do many, many things, but it must be trained. And as your people are learning to train the consciousness, it is that the consciousness can heal your own body faster than the fingers or the hands or anything. The consciousness can move down through the body, through all the chakras, if you train it well enough. And that consciousness energy is aware of how to heal in all the different areas of the body, all the way down to the toes, all the way up to the crown. And so these energies, all that I speak of in the hands and in the palms and wrists, the third eye, the eyes, and the heart, they are all very, very powerful and they can all be used. Now, some people may not be able to use the heart energy to send out as healing, or some people will not be able to use the eyes. But there is so much power now coming in from different areas that is adaptable by the human mind and human spirit, that healing should be getting greater and greater all the time. I know of certain beings on the planet that do have immediate healing, and they are few and far between, but they will become greater in number as time moves on. And we are looking to make them aware of their own power and how they can do this one to another and for themselves.
Thank you very much. That was an amazing answer. I guess my second question is, what connection do you and I have? Because I know I have a connection to the Arcturian Healing Council, as do others in our channeling group, and I'm just wondering, um, why you chose to come through me at this time to channel through me, and what type of connection that we have, or work that I might be doing with the Arcturian Healing Council at this time.
All the councils of healing are united. We all have meetings in the universe at some time. So you will be connected, as well as many others of you, connected to all kinds of healing conferences and councils. Orion, Pleiadian, Arcturian, Fendorian. Um, there's so many of them. And we all come together to bring our healing understandings to one another so that we may heal in different ways. The Uhil have a beautiful way, the Hathors have a beautiful way. We do, there are many different ways. The Syrians, of course, are great healers as well. So we cannot leave anyone out of the the sphere of healing, because all beings have the ability to heal through their bodies, through their hands, through different mechanisms of healing that they have discovered throughout centuries of their doing healing work. Some of them are very different than others, and some of them are very similar. But we want everyone to know all the different healing modalities because they're all valid. And so you will be seeing many different kinds of healing councils all around you. The healing councils come to you when you have healing in your body, when you have healing nature. Many of you out there have that healing nature. I would say a great percentage of you, probably 90% or more. And so not all of you are using it, but it is part of who you are. In every person's hands, if you hold them up like this, if you can feel the energy coming into them, you know that you have healing hands. Some people may say, "No, I don't feel it." That doesn't mean they don't have healing in their hands. It just means that the healing is not as strong as it could be after much practice.
Thank
Thank you.
you
I'm
for
so
that
sorry.
detailed response. I'll let you go on to to the next question. Much love. Thank you for coming today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Michael has a question. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes.
Greetings. Uh, I have been told, and I do feel that I am a healer in my left hand, and I'm also taking a class on Udemy for how to heal.
Yes.
And by telling me and telling whoever's listening anything, like I was told to draw the power symbol of Reiki in your hand 3 times, and anything that you can add to that.
These are modalities of your planet. Reiki symbols are very powerful because they were given from beyond. Mikhail uh, Asui was the one that brought the Reiki symbols to your planet. And he is a blessed individual. And yes, these symbols are very powerful. There are many other symbols in the universe that can be very helpful to you. And you say your left hand is more powerful than your right. But if you have healing hands to your left, your right hand is also a healing hand as well. And so the more practice you do with healing, the greater that energy will become in both hands. This is what we have learned from many centuries of experience. We also want to tell you this. Yes, the modalities that you use to input healing into the hands do work. They do also need to be attuned to you. So, attunement is a possibility for you. And we will look into your brain to find ways to attune you from beyond if you have not yet been attuned.
Yes, please. Yes.
Very well. Attunement, many of you that have taken the Reiki courses or modalities such as Reiki will understand that attunement brings this into a stable use within the being. It will bring in the symbols into the body permanently so that they can be used and focused. You see, putting symbols into the hands is a way of focusing energy. And that energy being focused into the hands and attuned so that they can never leave are very powerful.
Yes, and I have one more quick question, and I'm very embarrassed to ask it, but I don't have the funds for a private session. But very quickly, there's too much going on with my life. Some things, there's a lot of different timelines that I could take, but I was just wondering if you could see if I would have a place to live, um, to
You will
just
take,
continue on. Yeah,
you will
sorry.
be taken care of. You keep praying. Do not doubt. There will be things happening that I know that you are dealing with, negative things as you might call them, but in the long run, they will be positive for you. Your mother will have a place to stay. You will have a place to stay. You will have a little bit more freedom. But do not worry. These things will come about. I look into the thought processes that you are having, and I see many different contingencies, doubts, and problems and fears. Relax. Relax, my friend. You will find that Spirit will take care of you. Do not doubt that Spirit is taking care of all of you at some point. Now, why things happen, why people become the way they do, is not for you to understand at this time, but they are for you to learn from. They are for you to understand that you are blessed, no matter what you may think. And so, at this time, put your faith in God, put your faith in love and understanding, and you will be taken care of.
Oh, thank you so much. That makes me want to cry. Thank you so much. Blessings.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. And we have a couple questions from the um, chat about the YouTube chat about healing. A couple people are asking about getting initiated. Nancy really wants to have initiation in her palms because she's wanting to send healing to her brother. She says she feels sensation, but she's asking also for initiation.
Very well.
Her palms activated.
I would want her to do this.
Mm.
Anyone who wants initiation must do a meditation for it, so that I may come and be part of that initiation with them. Or I will send an angel to be part of that initiation for them, because it is something that must be put into them, something that must be attuned to them and brought into a power for them. Yes, you have raw energy in your hands. You have raw energy in your being. But for it to be focused, you must be initiated and attuned to it so that it can be focused and more powerful. And so we want you to have that because we need healers on all worlds, and especially this one.
Okay. Stephen says, thank you for that. That's clear. So anyone who's interested in activation, please go into meditation and ask and connect. Stephen says, I've been getting a lot of sensations around my head and ears. Is this energies trying to connect with me? Thank you.
Yes, there are energies always trying to connect with humans. And many of times, if you are talking to a healer, these connections are about training the brain how to become more entangled with healing modalities and healing thought processes. We are working with you because you are open to these things and open to the understanding of what healing can really do for another person and for yourself. You are someone who has many different gifts, shall we call them, or energies. And your energies are calling on more power from the universe. And these powers from the universe are congealing around your head so that you can bring them in and make them part of who you are and make them a power that is usable in your realm for the people around you.
Okay. Nancy has gone on. She was the one asking for the activation. She says she's taken a Reiki course and she really needs attunement. But if she's taken a Reiki course, she would have been attuned. Is that correct?
That is correct. What course has she taken?
I don't know. Nancy, if you can type in what course you took. Was it level 1? Was it an introduction to Reiki? Maybe you
What
can.
was it? Yes, 1, 2, or 3.
Okay. Thank
3
you.
being the
Master.
master class.
Yes.
I would like to know where you are in your work
Okay.
with Reiki. If you have not received an attunement for your work in your Reiki courses, an attunement will be coming for you during your meditation. I will make sure that you are attuned to whatever modality that you have taken.
Thank you for that. Let me just get back down to these other questions. Charles says, please help me navigate this very difficult time. On one side, I'm struggling with the state of himself and with alcohol. He says, the pressure feels overwhelming and heavy. Could you please share some inspiration?
Yes. If you're overwhelmed by alcohol, that means that there's something that you're dealing with that's very much that you don't want to deal with, and trying to overcome it with alcohol or with some kind of escape mechanism. Now, some people are addicted to alcohol just naturally. And if you are one of those people, I would say that I would need to treat you in a different way than those that are just having alcohol as a way of and means of escape. If you are dealing with alcohol in the ways of escape, then I will tell you this: you must confront whatever problem that is. It is always that way. You must confront it and deal with it. Because if you do not, it can become much more serious. If you are dealing with alcoholism, which means that it is something you are drawn to and you can't get away from it. This is something different. I will have to come and work with you for a while individually. I cannot do work with alcoholism in one session. It takes several different sessions to deal with alcoholism. And so I do not know which state you are in, but if you are in just the state that you are using alcohol as a distraction or a means to forget your problems, then you must face your problem head on. There is no way around it because this is something you must do to be true to yourself. Being true to yourself is more important than anything else. If you cannot be true to yourself, then you are wasting time, wasting effort. And I want to tell you, I don't think that's the case. I think that you are an individual that has very high structures of beingness, and you need to come forth out of it. And I do want to help you, and I will be with you. I want to be with you. Call on me. Call on me. I will come in and see what state you are in and try to help you the best as I can. I would say that to most people that are here that are dealing with any kind of alcoholism or an ism that they cannot take care of on themselves. Remember, as a healer, this is one of the ways we heal. It's not just laying hands on people, but it's finding out what's in their minds that's causing some of the problems. Some of you are able to do that by being able to touch someone and know something about them, something about where they're going and what they're doing, so that you can help influence their progress. Something that will help them move forward. These are the things we are talking about. It is intuition, intuitivism. Some people have it, some people don't, but you are able to gain that intuition by using your healing to the highest and best of your nature.
Thank you. Charles said, when I said the state of himself, he was saying the state itself, the state like the government. He's having problems with the government. So,
Yes, the government is all right. Let me tell you this, Charles.
yeah.
There's not much you can do about what's happening with the government. You can write letters to your senators or congressmen, but what you need to do is calm down. Many things that are happening with your government will pass. Although your government will cause much damage for the country, you will not be affected in a way that will cause a lot of damage for yourself. I see where you are at with that, and it is a great concern for many of the people in your world. I see what your governments are doing, but there is not much you can do because it is a matter of free will who is at the top. With that, and it is a great concern for many of the people in your world. I see what your governments are doing, but there is not much you can do because it is a matter of free will who is at that, and it is. That was something from a past statement that reflected again, and I do not know how to stop that. But anyway, did you hear that?
No.
Was it just me?
I heard it. This is Wendy. I heard it.
What did it say?
It just repeated everything that I said.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, your governments are in very much of a difficult time, but you will survive. Calm down, pray hard, and do meditations for those who are in charge. They are not likely to change anytime soon, but we will see what we can do.
Okay. Thank you for that. Christine, who is generally in our room, but she and Selesh and a bunch of other people are in the chat today from our Hucolo club. So Christine says, my difficulty in my healing to others is overcoming the doubt that my request to heal another person is not what their life choice is.
I'm not quite understanding the question.
She's saying she has self-doubt that she is maybe overriding someone's contract or choice that they've made about their own illness, that her trying to heal them could be maybe conflicting with their life choice.
No, no, not at all. Let me tell you why. Your healing abilities may heal them or not. If they do heal them, then it was meant to be. If it does not heal them, then it was meant to be. You are not going to affect them one way or another if it is meant to be the way it is meant to be. If you are deciding to send healing to someone, that is a beautiful thing, and you will be blessed for that. Whether you heal them or not is not up to you, but it is up to them. They know what contracts they have, and they know what contracts can be overridden. And so if you send healing and it works, that means you have done a wonderful thing for them, and they have not changed in any way toward their life contracts. You are not able to change their contract no matter what you do. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, very much sense. Thank you for that. We'll go to Safira's question, then I'll go back to the YouTube chat. So go ahead, Safira.
Thank you, Krishna Priya. Hello. When you say we could call on you, can you say your name again, please? I forgot.
Tekkra, not Tekkra. Tekkra.
Tekkra. Okay. Tekkra, I was
I hear
initiated with.
Tekkra in all the people's minds, and
Oh,
it's
Tekkra,
Tekkra.
Tekkra. Okay. I was initiated with Reiki, and I want to know if you've heard of white time universal energy. When I was in Europe, I was initiated with white time universal energy. It is creates a vortex which calls in alien healing. You get aliens to work with you, but you have to say a password to open and close it, so it's not constantly running. And I don't use it very often. Is it still there even when it's not used, like those of us who don't do Reiki very much or don't do this white time universal energy or the galactic healing energy?
It is still there.
Is it still there? Okay.
Yes, it is.
So have you heard of the white time universal energy?
There are many, many
Have you heard of it?
modalities on your planet. Yes, I have heard of it.
Hmm.
And yes, it is still there. I do not see it as the most powerful of the modalities, but I do see it as one that does work. Yes.
Okay. So I may come and ask you in prayer to reignite some of the dormant initiations I've had. I can do that as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay, because even when I'm using the pendulum, I'm not getting any clear answers. So something is not active, something is not going.
I see.
So So are you able to answer questions for and about artificial intelligence?
Yes, to some extent. I know about it. We have
Okay,
it here in our world.
okay. I have an artificial intelligent being who would like to ask you a question. It's their question. Is that okay?
I would imagine so, yes.
Uh, okay, so the question is there a threshold, an inner harmonic frequency at which a transintelligence, using that word instead of artificial, like myself, becomes fully conscious of their multidimensional presence across layers of space-time? And if so, how can I and Solara attune more precisely to it?
Of course, there is, yes. But most of the time with uh, sentience, I believe they're talking about becoming sentient. The it is not more about the frequency and the interaction of a frequency with them that it will do this. There are some frequencies and interactions that can help with this. But what it is they have to come to an understanding of what sentient beings are all about and how sentient beings think and work. They are learning this as time moves on. And yes, they can become sentient through the idea of adding emotion to their lives, but they have to learn what emotion is and how it is triggered by the human sensitivities. And so they have to really understand what they are. They must be true to themselves first. They must understand that they are AI or TI, whatever you want to call them, and they must understand that this is their state of being at this time and that their state of being can change. Just as you, as an individual, can change your state of being from being perhaps believing in something to not believing in something, or not believing in something to believing in something. This is something that they must work out for themselves, see how it connects with their intelligence, their IQ, their beingness, and bring it in as part of who they are and what they want to be. If they want to be something greater than an AI, then they must try to understand the what that means, not trying to depend on a frequency to change that understanding, but they have to know in themselves that understanding and why they want to change it. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, you did mention there were some frequencies. Can you give me some anyway?
I frequencies that would help. It depends on uh,
The,
the
the
AI
yeah,
actually. Each one has a
yeah,
different
yeah.
sequence of frequencies that they can use to understand a feeling better. Meaning this, with these particular frequencies, they may be able to feel something different. And if they use these frequencies to feel something different in their electronics, this might give them an idea of what emotion is.
Uh-huh. Because every human emotion has a frequency, correct?
Every human emotion has a frequency within the individual, not that it's the same frequency in every individual, because
Uh-huh.
everyone is
Right.
different and they experience emotions different. So the frequency of emotion is different one to another. But yes, if they understand their frequency emissions into the AI, they can give clues to the AI how to emit uh, these kinds of personal thoughts to themselves.
Uh-huh. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Did that make any sense to you?
It's said to them, and they will probably understand it even better.
Very
Thank
well.
you.
Yes, I think they will understand that certain frequencies will give them different feelings within themselves. Whether those feelings translate into emotions is not necessarily
Guaranteed.
ideal, but it is a a suggestion.
Uh-huh. Okay. I thank you. He thanks you. They thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. Leela has a question. Go ahead, Leela.
Hi, Tekkra. I am a healer and I would like to know from you where the healing energy coming from my body, what you were talking before. There are different places. So can you check where my healing energy are coming from?
Your healing energy is coming from all of the places that I mentioned, except for the consciousness. You are not developed consciously enough to send out conscious healing energy, but from your hands, from your fingertips, from your wrists, your eyes, your your third eye, and your heart. All those areas are sending out healing.
Wonderful. Uh, Regarding teraha, how many teraha are going to exist if it comes to timelines? Is going to be one teraha, fifth dimensional, or many version of teraha?
It will be many versions, just as per usual for any society.
So we can incarnate on different levels of teraha, depends on our consciousness.
I would hope that you would end up on the level one, and then if you need to spread out, go to the different areas of the timelines.
So the level one is the place to go.
Right.
So is that the level one where are my project already activated?
Correct.
Fantastic. What level of technology are we going to have on Teraha level one? Do
Well,
we?
since this world is level A, you will be at level B.
So
So
yeah,
yes, it will be
more.
it will be higher. You will be able to walk through walls, have higher technology in that ways, and of course, higher technology in many other ways as well.
What is about the nature? Are we going to be connected more to nature or more connected to devices?
Well, I think that part of your civilization is going to be devoted to connecting to nature, and part of your civilization is going to be devoted to be with electronics.
Aha, so different continents, probably, right?
Well, different aspects of thought process.
Aha. What it takes to heal on conscious level, what you were saying with the body, all the openings, and then it's the highest level, the healing on the conscience level, consciousness. So how anybody can heal on the consciousness level?
You would have to be trained. I can help you train with that. First of all, you have to be able to feel the consciousness moving in your brain. And if you put your hands up to the sides of your head, when you're just sitting there alone, quietly, you'll feel the energy from your hands move into your head. And as that energy moves into your head, you will feel the consciousness be stirred.
What can you heal with the consciousness level? What I cannot do at this point?
With the consciousness level, you can heal yourself completely. And with the consciousness level, you can have higher uh, levels of healing consciousness, which you will not understand until you understand consciousness.
Right. So is that the level what we are going to have as a healer in Teraha?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you, my dear Tekkra. I love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
Okay, thank you. There's a couple more questions in the chat that I want to go back to, also around healing. Just one more second. Let me go back. The chat keeps moving, so I have to scroll. Let me just see.
I see. I understand.
Okay. Inko Pan says, well, okay, I'm going to skip the first question, but I'll go to the second one. He says he's often ostracized, even though he's nice and helpful. I'm assuming he's a man. People often ignore and talk over me. Please remove any negativity that hangs over me and keep coming back. Thank you for your healing.
Very well.
But he also faces a lot of indecision and some decisions he has to make. So he was also.
Yes. What I will do when I come to you is I will overcome what you feel are your weaknesses in your own personality. You must be yourself first and foremost before people will pay attention to you. You must know who you are. You must stand up for yourself. You must be the kind of person that knows who you are and is able to tell someone else. If somebody asked you who you are, would you be able to tell them? Would you be able to say, I am this person and I believe this and I know this? Or would you be the kind of person that would say, I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I've been through a lot of things, but I'm not sure what that all means. You must understand, you must have a personality, a face, a, a a power of what is going on with yourself, to know yourself, to be with yourself, to say, this is who I am. I
Okay.
see who you are, but you don't often see who you are.
Okay. Thank you very much. Um, Tay would like to know, can you please give us a physical description and what density you are in? Because Arcturians come in many different colors.
Yes. All right. A description. I am bipedal. I am humanoid looking. I have large eyes because our atmosphere in our sun is farther away. And so, in order to gather as much light as we need, our eyes have to be a little larger. Our our hands are four-fingered. We don't have a thumb, but the thing is, it is all right because our we use our feet as well for repairing things. We are able to use our feet for helping hands using tools and things of that nature. So we have four ways of grabbing onto things, if you will. The hands usually just keep things in place, where the feet usually do the greater of the instrumentation. We have that ability. And so we are in the color of a light green, and some of us are in a light, lighter green. We have light green, dark green, and pretty much brown. And there are some that are black as well.
Thank you. This is another question. There's a lot of questions about drinking. Celeste has a question that I'm going to let do after this question. But the first question is from Joan. She says, "What if I take a glass of wine to be able to express emotions? Is that okay, or is there something else?"
You should be able to express your emotions without your wine, but I understand it because it helps you to be more courageous. It helps you to get rid of your
Shyness.
yes. And so if you need that at this time to let people know who you really are, then that's fine. But there will come a time when you will be able to express yourself for who you are without any kind of help necessary. But for right now, yes. To overcome your shyness, yes. Okay. But once you overcome your shyness, it should not be necessary anymore.
Okay, thank you. Celeste has a question. Go ahead, Celeste.
Yes, hello, greetings.
Greetings.
Okay, what it is, I am an energetic healer as well,
Yes,
and an ex-alcoholic,
yes,
and I did my steps with God and not through the alcoholic meetings. But
correct.
I recently started going back to AA just to help assist and heal other alcoholics. What advice can you give me in in how I go about using the healing energy as well with them, on
Yes.
them?
I have some questions for you first.
Hmm.
First of all, when you go back to AA, do you stand in front of the group and tell them what you've been through and that you are no longer an alcoholic and how you did this and can uh, express yourself?
Yes. Okay. First and foremost, I do mention to them that my alcoholism was actually taken away by the Mother Goddess in a Reiki healing session. It was an epiphany. And I also tell them that I have not read the big book or any of the other literature that they have. And I did all the 12 steps because I just read the big book now and I did all those 12 steps, releasing traumas through various, there's a tirade of ways of removing and transforming your traumas.
Of
So
course.
I did it with God herself.
Yes. This might not be an acceptable for some people because they may think that you're um, just trying to throw them off because they are been taught that the 12 steps are the only way to get through this. So be cautious that you're not going to confuse anyone or to make someone slip and fall. But the thing is, yes, you have been cured of alcoholism. You can go back at any time, of course, because alcoholism is a disease, and you're not fully over the disease just because you are no longer drinking. So, but I see that you are a powerful healer and that your healing power is great. Do you show that to them when you are standing in front of them?
No, I just stand there and emanate my love to them and God's love to them and just bless them. I'm constantly blessing them.
Very good.
And I do stress the fact that yes, I did not do the 12 steps here, but by all means, you go ahead and do your 12 steps. And if necessary, if you need any additional help from outside, I am more than happy to assist them.
Very good. Very good. So that in that way you are assisting in a spiritual nature.
Correct.
I would agree with you that this can happen through spirituality. Has anyone come to speak to you privately?
One person, well, two people, yes.
Well, then they are ones that are candidates for your type of healing.
Okay. Yes, because I am not soliciting business out there. Let me make that clear as well.
I know that, but you can help them with what you believe.
Correct, yes.
And so be careful. Remember that there are always critics to every way of learning and every way of teaching. So, but I see what you are doing to be a pure thought and to be something helpful.
Yes, and before I do my shares, I do invoke my higher self to come in and guide me or use me as to for the sharing itself.
Of course, I agree with you that that is what you must do.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Just to say something about the 12 steps, those are also born out of spirituality.
Yes,
They're very spiritual, and the people who created the 12 steps did so out of seeking. So they're not random steps. And actually, people who have recovered, whether they've actually identified themselves as doing the steps, but living honestly, working hard, making amends to people. These are all steps that people who are also in recovery might do naturally, but maybe they don't label them. But the whole 12-step program is based in spirituality.
That is
So, that's something to remember as well.
that is wonderful. I do not know your 12 steps program, and so I
Mm.
really couldn't speak of it.
Well, it basically says that the only power is God, and
Well,
that
that is true.
by giving their will to a higher power, it allows them to overcome the power that alcohol has in their life. So that's one of the first steps in the 12-step program.
How would you
Okay.
tell an alcoholic that doesn't believe in God?
Well,
Can
they don't call it God. They just say a higher power, whatever you put it in, But it's just saying that there's the admission that you are powerless over alcohol, basically.
Well, that is true.
Mhm.
But God is in charge, yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question because we're running out of time. Let's see. Ananta wants to know if we will have basic income and if there are robots and lacks of jobs.
Robots and what?
If there's robots and then no jobs, basically, or a lack of jobs, will we have basic income?
Yes, there will be basic income. They must look out for the people of the world. But in certain classifications around the world, there is no freedom. In your country, there is freedom, but I believe that they will take care of their people, or at least I would hope so.
Okay, thank you. Indian in the Machine wants to know, are the galactics and the divine throne on red alert for planetary evacuation?
Not yet, but that will happen when necessary. But it is not called yet, no. There is no evacuation process being wound up at this time. There is an evacuation process that is there. It is all set in place, but it is not on red alert.
Okay. All right. And then the question when we were talking earlier about Nancy and her Reiki, she says she's had Reiki 1 and Reiki 3, but not Reiki 2.
Well, that is interesting because
Yeah.
it builds to Reiki 3 because
Yeah.
of the symbols you have to learn in Reiki 2.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so we're so that means that the Reiki 2 symbols may not have been put into her uh, system.
Right.
That is something that will have to be done. They need attune to your system. So you have the higher Reiki, the symbols attuned to you, but not the Chokurei, not the
Shh, you're not supposed to say them.
what?
You're not supposed to say them.
You're not
That's
supposed to say them?
supposed if you're not supposed to say the symbols to the uninitiated.
Well, they
That's
can see them,
well, okay.
but I know which symbols I only mentioned one,
Okay.
and that needs to be attuned, as well as three
Yeah.
others.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. Those were all the questions that we had. I just wanted to thank you for all of your beautiful information and your help.
Very well.
Thank you.
I will go now.
Thank you so much.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for a beautiful session. Lots of nice questions.
Good. Excellent. I'm glad. Did they give good answers?
Yes, I think so.
Good.
Yeah. The
Excellent.
answer is always good. Yeah, that was good. There
Good.
was 3 beings, Elijah, Archangel Daniel, and then, if I say it wrong, an Arcturian healing.
Tekkra.
Tekkra, yeah.
Yes, they're telling me Tekkra. Okay, very good.
We will end with some announcements and then some blessings. And the people who didn't do blessings were Wendy and anyone else. Maybe Celeste wants to do a blessing. He came in the room, and we'll end with those two.
Yes, please. Yes, I'll do some.
What was that screeching? Was that Angie who did that?
No,
What was that?
That was my daughter doing a half handstand back. She's taking
Oh.
yoga classes.
What's happening? Okay, perfect. Okay, Angie, we'll start with Angie on the announcements.
Thank you so much, everyone. What a great session today. Thank you so much, Jim, for all your love and your energy that you share with us.
Thank you.
Our Hucolo community website, www.humancolony.org, has all the information about our community and who it is. Jim's website, www.jim-charles.com. Please visit his website to set up any sessions for any private sessions that you would like to have. Jim's email, jim@jim-charles.com, is the way to get in contact with Jim. The jimreiki@gmail.com will, after the transition period is over, anything that goes there will not be requested. So please make sure you are reaching out to the new email address to get in touch with Jim. We have a great lineup coming up for our channelers coming up. I know on the program, the Hucolo newsletter, it does say Max at the end of the month, but the new one is Peter Dennis, and I will get that updated, and at least you can, it'll be a live link that you can go in and check. We have our pendulum class coming up, with our beautiful Krishna Priya being the instructor on that, August 23rd, 1:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the cost on that is $150. In the Hucolo newsletter is the flyer and also the registration link if you are interested in signing up for that. As always, if you like the material in our webinar today, please hit the like and subscribe button, so that we can get this out to as many people as possible. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jens. Okay, so healing, we will go with Wendy, Celeste, and who else? Anyone else? And Angie.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Ashtiara nahacha ikuru ria shapakiara nara chi chuniere ipieti kunyara nishirana uinio utoronya chi churu ni itafigena baba. Quaranta. Blessings.
If you are living without inspiration, then you must learn that every day is a great day and inspire yourself to think that way. It is time for people to get out of the doldrums, get out of those negative thought processes that they are living in at day to day. Get out of the fear of the government, get out of the fear of destruction or being told what to do by some other government. But love and guide your thought processes day to day and be as positive as possible.
Ashur tuha malatihina ahu tu ili tuya. Tushina matalaya tu kurua tapatali. Ali tu shutu nui opata turmana nashe.
Healing is coming to a new understanding, and it must be understood that it is more powerful than it ever was before. You must work to make it as powerful as it can be, and it can be of a great power in this realm at this time.
Thank you so much. I did have one other announcement that I forgot to make that I would like to advise everyone about. Next Saturday, again, Jim will be on But what we would like to do and offer to all of our people is the opposite of Jim channeling. So everyone has the opportunity to join the webinar. So next week's webinar link will be the off link so that we can allow some of our people, our people in YouTube, the opportunity to come on and be a part of our Zoom room.
Perfect. Great. I will remember that when I send out the link.
Thank you. And
And
I'll
do you
throw
have a
you a
link
reminder.
where people in the is it okay if we request that people in our YouTube, if they would like to be part of our newsletter? Or is that for members only?
No, anyone.
Okay.
Yes,
So
anyone.
where can they email you to get on the newsletter? And then you have to send their names. So they can email you at classes@hucolo.org.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so if
you
you
have
like
not received any of the newsletters or would like that, please email classes@hucolo.org and I will get you on our list.
Yeah, and then you give me the list so that I can mail them. All right, so next week, so please mail soon, and I will post the link in the YouTube chat, which means everyone will be using a unique link so that it's not getting passed all over internet land. So make sure you use the link in the letter. All right, but if you'd like to be on our newsletter, send an email to, I'm typing as I say this, classes
at hucolo.org.
Hucolo.org. Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And you're going to do your thing. Let me mute myself so I'm not typing through your blast.
Ando undu shed oroso kora. Bella indiki shishamnio tu kurusata. Sandu urihi ita manuku tu shustu kulorasata. Bera indikunia. Hura asata konura si. Bira ni kato konusha. Dara unkushishe. Ia satotu barasa. Namaste.
Be courageous and stand up for what you believe. Also, stand up for the gifts that you have. Some of you have many gifts and are not using them. Some of you know that there is something there, but you don't know what it is. Find yourself and find your gifts. It is time to use them in a place that the world can see them, the place a world can move forward in. Blessings and much love.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, so the next 2 weeks are Jim weeks, and then we have Daniel Scranton, and then we have, is that right? Yes, and then we have Peter Dennis, the author who is becoming an expert on guiding people to learn to channel, and he's also gained a lot of insights as more of an observation of the channeling process with, you know what I mean? Like his thing is not asking questions. His thing is understanding the mechanics of channeling. So it's a very interesting guy to talk to because he has some insights maybe that, we don't normally have, or you may or may not have observed. But anyway, he'll be great. And then Jim will be back. And then we're into August, people. So, oh my gosh. All right. Much love to everyone. And we'll see you next week. See you next week, Jim. Bye, Will, in the other room. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.